What adorable nickname your family gave you did you later realize had a completely different meaning? Growing up, I always believed my family's nickname for me was as sweet and meaningful as they insisted. They called me Little Muffin Top, which to my ears sounded like the most adorable term of endearment imaginable. My mom would croon it as she kissed my forehead. My dad would affectionately rumple my hair and say, "Who's my little muffin top?" And my older brothers teased me with it while making goofy faces, insisting it was because I was as sweet and soft as a muffin fresh from the oven. I even remember thinking it was kind of special, like my own little badge of honor in our loud, loving household. When I was in elementary school, I wore it like a crown of sorts, telling my friends that it was my family's way of saying I was their sweet treat. My cousins from out of state would even join in, calling me Muffin or Muffy when they visited during the holidays. I had no idea that outside of my family bubble, the term meant anything other than something delicious and adorable. I would draw muffins on my school notebooks, write Muffin Top in my fancy cursive on the covers, and beam when teachers noticed and asked, "What's with all the muffins?" I launched into an enthusiastic story about how my family called me that because I was warm and comforting, just like a muffin. It became such a part of my identity that even when I went through that inevitable phase of hating everything about myself, I'd still secretly smile if someone in my family slipped and called me Muffin Top in front of my friends. In high school, the nickname made it into my yearbook quote, and some of my best friends started using it too. I thought it was quirky and fun, like a secret handshake only in my closest circle understood. One summer at a family reunion, my older cousin, who'd been away at college, was introducing her new boyfriend to everyone. And when he heard me called Muffin Top, he snorted into his drink and tried to cover it up as a cough. My family didn't even bat an eye, so I figured he just didn't get it. Over the years, the nickname stuck around like an old song you never really forget, even as I went off to college. My college roommates heard my mom call me Muffin Top on speakerphone and started calling me that too, thinking it was an inside family joke. And I let them because, honestly, it made me feel special, like this warm hug from home that followed me to my dorm. But then, a few months ago, my boyfriend and I were snuggled up on the couch watching some random reality TV show when one of the contestants made a self-deprecating comment about her muffin top spilling over her jeans. My boyfriend burst out laughing, but I just stared at the screen, the words echoing in my brain like a bell tolling. I turned to him, my mouth dry, and asked, "Wait, what does muffin top actually mean?" He gave me this look like he thought I was kidding, and then explained that it's a slang term for when your belly spills over the waistband of your pants, like the top of a muffin over its wrapper. I sat there in stunned silence, realizing that for 20-some years, I'd been proudly parading around this nickname that actually meant my family had been calling me chubby all along. My boyfriend tried to backpedal, telling me he thought it was sweet that my family had reclaimed it, but the more I thought about it, the more mortified I became. That night, I called my mom and demanded to know if she knew the real meaning. She burst out laughing so hard she had to pass the phone to my dad, who sheepishly admitted they'd always known, but they just thought it was cute. And honestly, it kind of was. They'd meant it in the most loving way possible. Apparently, when I was a toddler, I had these little baby rolls that my mom thought looked like a muffin top peeking out of my diapers, and the name just stuck. They never meant it to be an insult. It was their silly way of saying I was perfect and squishy and theirs. And somehow, even though it stung at first, I ended up laughing with them on the phone, realizing that yeah, maybe it wasn't the fancy, poetic name I'd always imagined, but it was real and it was us. This goofy, affectionate family that turned even something like belly chub into a term of endearment.